Thank you for everybody who came. I've been a paramedic. Well, actually, I've been in EMS since '89, so I've been a while, since I was almost a kid, really. And one of my concerns is when I came here, I only planned to be in Fort McMurray for 3 years. And the city slowly started, I grew a love for the city. So I've been here now 8, and I would like to finish my career here. I'd actually like to finish it as a paramedic. But the thing that makes us unique is we're not talking 5 minutes from our nearest hospital. And by the way, an ambulance should always get to your house before a pizza does. But the thing that concerns me the most is that sometimes we're 2 hours out, and they're talking of taking away stuff out of our ambulances that we need to keep people alive. Also right now, if we have to, we can, in certain situations, get permission from the hospital to kind of push the limits a little bit because we are so far out. I'm afraid if we go to a provincial system, we may lose that. There was one particular situation, Tim's my boss. Him and I, we had a situation where we had a gentleman with a stroke who was 8 hours out in the woods by snowmobile. If this was run by the province, we wouldn't be able to sit down with our immediate supervisors and think outside the box. On that occasion, we were able to bring in, with a great deal of effort, we were able to get a hold of the Canadian Sartex because their helicopter was able to fly at night. And they were able to fly out and back us up. But if this was run by the province, we wouldn't be able to talk to an immediate supervisor and get that sort of thing rolling. We'll lose a strategy that we presently have available to us. And that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, thanks, Rixford. And you know what's interesting to me is, you know, say we just decided as a municipality to continue on as usual, providing great EMS and fire, that would actually be illegal now, wouldn't it? You know, we couldn't just tell the province, no, it's all right, we'll run our own ambulance service, we'll pay for it. It's illegal to do that. We can't provide good service. It's illegal to provide good service.
Actually, I know the three of you guys almost pretty well. I know Brad, I know Tim, I know Trevor. As a parent and a concerned citizen, Trevor Friday night came to an open mic of mine, and he spoke to not only myself, but he also gave an awesome platform on to the youth. And my concern is what's going to happen on April 1st? Is there going to be any ramifications towards if they do not sign? Is that a set and done deal?
I think they've signed already, haven't they, Brad?
No. What's the last meeting that I had with our fire chief 3 days ago is there's still some concerns on the municipality's behalf. I don't want to speak out of turn here because I don't know all the details, but there are some concerns that the municipality has with regards to how many ambulances we can staff, and can we pull firefighters from fire trucks onto ambulances. Because right now they don't know that. They have a council meeting and a briefing set for April the 14th, and they're hoping to potentially sign the contract on the 16th of April. So we're already going to be past those deadlines. The province is okay with those as long as it doesn't delay too long.
Okay. Because John Volleyball actually, Trevor, emailed me today because I sent him a massive. Once I heard Trevor's story, I was immediately on board, and I support you guys, my family, because my dad was a firefighter, and he was doing almost the exact same thing in Cormac, Newfoundland. So I think we all owe you the most support that we can offer here in Fort McMurray. So my hat's off to you.
Thank you.
Not really a question or anything, it was just kind of a comment, but the actual petition itself doesn't mention anything about the dispatch. It just says about the ambulance service and whatnot. So if we were successful, like say if this was successfully and we, you know, they decided to turn it around, is it going to be all of it as a whole, or are they just going to say, well, all you fought for was the ambulance and stuff, and they'll still move to dispatch? Because like where we work and stuff, we know what paperwork's like, and they go right by what paperwork says. So
yeah, well, I think that you know, like Trevor just said, the government can use this as toilet paper if they wish, right? They don't have to do anything with it. But I think if enough people make enough noise and throw enough signatures down, regardless of whether there's I's dotted or T's crossed, the politicians have to take notice. We're the ones that put them in office. We're the ones that they have to answer to. And
hi, my name is David Auger. I work with the mechanics division of the fire department. I'm just wondering what's going to happen with these new ambulances. Who's going to maintain these? Who's going to pick up the tab for maintaining these ambulances? We do it for about $90 an hour right now, and shop rate's like $150 an hour. Who's going to do it?
Maybe Ed Stelmach knows?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Maybe someone from the government of Alberta knows, but we don't. We're just the lowly citizens. Who are we to ask questions?
Yeah, no, that's a good point, though. I mean, Dave, you know, there's 100 questions. The government has created a huge number of problems, and now they're going to have to hire a huge number of bureaucrats to fix them. And that's the whole point of government, isn't it? It's to create bureaucracy. It's to you know, feed Leviathan, and you know, it's patently obvious what they're doing. So who knows, right? There's 100 other questions. Where are they going to get paramedics from? Is it going to become, you know, is Fort McMurray going to become like the RCMP post where they send new grad paramedics to get a few years experience before they transfer to more lucrative positions down south? Are they going to have to do their stint in the rural areas and in Fort McMurray? Is that the kind of service we can expect? No one knows the answer to these things.
Wondering, like April 1 is next week. So how long do we know that this was happening, like that you had to sign April 1? How long have you guys known that this was going to happen, right?
Iris Evans was the health minister back in 2003 when she gave this a run, and then realized that it was about $200 million underfunded. So just before election time, they scrapped it and mothballed it. And I don't think, unless Ed Stelmach came in as our premier, would we see this thing ever come to where it is today. He won the leadership on the rural vote and the rural people, and his one big thing is equal health care for all the population. One way to do that is to take over the governance and of the ambulance service, and then flush paramedics and EMTs out into those areas. So that's where it started up again, just a little over a year and a half ago when he took office. The problem has been is that there's been little or no information brought forward, and you'll get little snippets. There's confidentiality clauses that were signed by all the municipalities not to talk to other municipalities, and it's only been in the last probably 60 to 90 days where information has been leaking out, and we're getting more and finding out what's going on. But to tell you what the contract looks like, we still don't know. Nobody's seen it.
All right, thanks.
Iris Evans scrapped this in 2003 or 2004. Has anybody asked her why it was scrapped then, other than being hugely way out of their league? Well,
I think it was assumed that it was because they missed the mark by like 400% in terms of the budget. They realized how huge the EMS service was, and what ended up coming out of that was we ended up with two projects. We ended up with, I think they were called the Millennium Projects or the Discovery Projects. Peace Health Region amalgamated their EMS service, and then Palliser down south around Medicine Hat. And they both run a couple of slightly different models, and I think the idea from the get-go was to make these models to iron out all the bugs and create a case for a provincial ambulance service, because these projects have been running since that time, and now we're seeing the key leaders for this transition coming out of those areas. So I don't think this thing was ever really scrapped. I think it's always been on the back burner, kind of simmering there, waiting to come out. And it wasn't until I think it was May of last year that they said for sure governance is going to change. And it wasn't until, like Brad said, up till about 60, maybe 90 days ago that we really understood what that meant. We didn't know what that meant. All we, you know, for all we knew, it might have meant that you know, our billing would go, we'd just send our billing to Alberta Health, and that's all that would change. But now we know that it's much greater, it's a lot deeper than that.